Well, hello, hello. How is everyone doing out there? We'll give them a moment to start coming on because we right on the dot. You know why? Because we're on
Yes,
time.
absolutely. I don't do late. Never
Yes,
have.
okay. I'm always on time. And just so you
Yes.
know, this is not intended to be like a lengthy, conversation unless it, turns into lengthy. But,
Okay.
I just figured it'd be a couple of minutes, you know,
Absolutely.
meet and greet. So I don't see any eyeballs up there yet. So I'll give
Okay.
them 30 more seconds and then we'll just get started and they'll catch it on the replay.
Absolutely.
All right. So, I took my counter off. I was going to say I could let them see the countdown. Oh, and while we're waiting, let me log on
Hmm.
my phone so I can see what's going on. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and get started. Um,
Hmm.
First of all, I'm so happy that I finally got somebody to do an interview. Oh my
Yay.
goodness. And of all
Absolutely.
the people that I could get, I got Miss Jen. Okay, you guys are going to love her. Okay, I met her actually through one of my friends, Miss Chambers, who was actually in the group. I just added her today. I don't know what took me so long to put her in. But nonetheless, I am calling her a spiritual reader. She'll correct me if I'm wrong. But one of the things that I wanted to do in this group was I really wanted us to kind of get to know each other, know what we all offer, and be able to, work cooperatively so that we can pour into each other's lives. Because it's not all about me just telling you all the stuff I know, which is a lot of stuff. But, collectively, I think we could really help each other grow. And that's really the purpose of this group. So Miss Jen here is of the same mindset. And so I'm just
Absolutely.
really happy to have her here. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for taking time to come on.
Listen, thank you so much for having me. It is truly an honor to be the first interview, so I'm really
Yes, I'm
excited about
excited.
that.
Yes, yes, yes.
Absolutely. So I just thank you so much for having me. I do appreciate you thinking about me for this.
Yes, absolutely. So now before we get started, I thought it would be cool. Number one, what is your correct title?
Okay, so I go by a couple of things. You spiritual reader, energy reader, oracle reader. That they're all the same thing. I've even been called a prophetess because I used to do the church thing and I was a prophetess in the church. So it's the same gift. It's the same thing I use, but it's basically a gift where I'm able to empathize with how people feel. I can feel how they're feeling. I can feel their energy. I don't need any, birth dates and all that. Like I'm not a psychic. I can't fortune tell. I'm not somebody who's going to tell your future, but I can feel your energy and see kind of where you're headed if your energy stays in that particular state. And it kind of flows in with also messages from the divine. So sometimes when the divine has a message for you, it'll come in through one of my readings and I'll just talk. It just happens. And it's an awesome feeling because it just feels like you're just really connected and the person that I'm with usually feels that same connection. So, I've had this gift for a long time and, I'm just glad to be able to share it.
And so, how did you discover that you had this gift? I'm just curious.
Uh, a lot of people ask me that question, and it really happened just from having regular conversations. So I would be in a regular conversation, and I would say something like, "Well, like when you fell on your bike when you were younger," and they were like, "Oh my God, how did you know that?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I don't even know how it would come. It would just literally just come out." Or I had one instance where I was just learning about my gift and somebody's phone rang and I said, don't pick that up. All I knew was don't pick it up. I don't know why you wasn't supposed to pick it up. I said, don't pick it up. And then come to find out it was somebody who had a restraining order and wasn't supposed to have their number. And I asked the person, do you have, is your name on your voicemail? And she said, no. And I said, well, then he's not going to contact you anymore because it's going to think it's the wrong number. And don't put your name on your voicemail anytime soon. So, glad to say that that person never found her and there wasn't any issues and he never called again. So, that's when I started realizing that it was real. And when she was very emotional about the fact that I told her to not pick up the phone. So when seeing people really have an emotional connection to some of the things that I said, it just really made me realize that, okay, this is helping people. So maybe I should pursue this and really cultivate it.
So now, just for, the religious folk out there, because you know how it
Gotcha.
is. Okay, everything
Yes,
is
I do.
demonic, a spirit, or this or that.
Hmm.
Not making light of it. But,
Hmm.
since you did have quite a standing in the church and all that,
Hmm.
maybe you can speak to that, because I think a lot of people equate um, sensitivities with
Hmm.
the occult, or demons, or
Absolutely.
the devil, or whatever you want to, however you want to
Right.
word it.
So here's the thing. It's hard to explain because a lot of people subscribe to the idea that there's an external enemy. I don't personally subscribe to that idea. Every enemy that we have is within us, and I'm not one religion. I'm all religions. Every religion that is on the face of this earth is right. It's just whatever your path is to get to God. I don't care what it is, as long as you get there. Please get there. I don't care if it's Christian, Muslim. I can go to every single one and find God in every single one of them. I don't believe in the devil. So when people, say that I'm a devil worshiper, I'm all of this, I don't believe in the devil. So I can't worship something that I don't even believe in. But when it comes to with the mainstream religions, especially Christianity, I like to tell people all the time, I've brought more people to Christ than I ever did using my gift in the church. And once I used my gift out of the church, I brought more people to Christ because it has nothing to do with my faith and my beliefs. It has everything to do with what you believe, because what you believe is what matters. And if you believe in it, then it's real. And as long as you have something that's going to get you closer to God, you're fine in my book. But when it comes to demonic and all of that, I don't even subscribe to any of that. There's good energy, bad energy, and we got to deal with it one way or another. So I help people deal with those energies. I help people kind of get down to the nitty gritty of what's stopping them from being great.
Excellent. And I'll say, I did get a few readings, and, you were absolutely on point. Now, here's the thing. On some of the things that you maybe said to me, it didn't maybe resonate at that moment, but maybe like a
Mm-hmm.
week later or 2 weeks
Yes.
later, I was like, you know what? She did actually say that. I'm like, okay, wow, let me, really think about that. So,
Right.
it really is,
And
a true gift that you have.
what's so funny is that there's a lot of times in readings where I'll pick up on an energy that you are emitting, but it has not caused the action to happen in your life yet. So you'd be like, I don't know anything about that. And then I just say, let it marinate. I always say that, just go ahead, let it marinate. And usually
Hmm.
within a week, it happens, like you said. And I always pride myself on my accuracy. I'm 98% accurate. I say 98% accurate because if I'm sick and I don't know I'm sick, I'm off. I'm human. I'm not perfect. But I don't try to speak on things that I don't know. And because my gift doesn't work, like I'm not a seer. I told God, I said, listen, I don't want to see nothing. I don't want to see no spurts. I can't deal. Okay. I'm a scaredy cat. I'm a Sagittarius. I can't take all that in intense. I can't deal. So I made sure that I did not get that gift. I don't want that. But I feel, and trying to describe a feeling sometimes can be difficult. So that's why I tell people in the beginning of my readings, I am not a psychic. I'm not a fortune teller. I am somebody who gives messages from the divine, and I can read your energy. At the end of the day, that is all I'm doing. And what my goal is never just to tell you about what your energy is doing. My goal is to help unblock you from living in depression, unblock you from being lacking self-confidence, low self-esteem. I want to get those things, those blocks out of your life so that you can start living in abundance and not living in fear and not living in the shadows of your own greatness. So I do this for that purpose and that purpose only. So I will literally nitpick at everything that's causing you to be miserable, and we're going to get it together. We're going to put in the work together.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely found it very helpful. And, sometimes it's just cool when somebody can just, tell you something, even if you already know. It's kind of like a confirmation. You're
Mm-hmm.
like, wow,
Yeah.
that was amazing. And just
Right.
I see that we do have some people watching. If you have some
Mm-hmm.
questions, go ahead and, put them down. And I have my phone here that I'm looking down at. And
Yes,
I'll,
absolutely.
ask her any questions that you, might have. Now, tell us about what services you offer.
Okay. So currently, right now, I offer 30-minute readings, and my 30-minute readings right now are $25. However, on May 1st, my prices will be going up. So if you want to get a reading now at the $25 rate, please go ahead and schedule one now, because May 1st, they'll be going up to $48. My general readings basically go over anything that the divine has to say to you, goes over anything that you might need to hear, because the divine doesn't talk to you about what you want to hear. It talks about what you need to hear. And then we do specific questions at the end of the reading if I haven't touched on anything that you were looking for me to touch on. I also do cleansings. I also, if you have like blockages, I'll do some block busting and protections and things like that for you, because a lot of times people don't know that there's energies and people around you that don't want to do that aren't for your good. They want to do you harm, and they're giving you, just really bad energy. And I see that a lot of times with envy and people who see people coming up and doing the things that they want to do, and their friends and their family keep shooting all this envious energy at them, and it starts blocking them. So I help people get unblocked with that. I also have coaching services. So those of you who are on a spiritual journey and you're trying to get to your enlightenment and awakening, I help people on that process. That process for me personally took 4 years. I've gotten this process down to somebody who's willing to do the work. I've gotten it down to one conversation. Somebody who's a little bit more stuck might take a week, and somebody who really has a lot of trauma might take about 2 months. But if you really want it, I can help you get there. And it's just that, we have to go through this journey together. Anybody that I have those relationships with, we're friends for life. We are friends for life because it's a journey. And when you have that awakening, it is the most beautiful experience that you can have in your entire life, because you don't have any more questions after that. So if that's something that you're looking for, definitely please inbox me. This is why I do what I do. I suffered from depression for 17 years. And I went to doctors. I went to the church. And I'm not saying that the church doesn't work. It didn't work for me. But I suffered for a long time, more than half of my life at some point. Okay. And one day it just clicked, and I was cured of depression because I had one realization. I was cured of 17 years of depression. I haven't looked back, and it's been about 10 years now that I have not been depressed, period.
Okay.
So I help people there and making sure that they don't have to go back. You don't have to do medication. Yes, there's some people that need medication for certain things, but some people just need to get over their stuff. And getting over your stuff, a lot of people tell you that that's what you have to do, but they don't show you how. And I show you the how. We know the what, right, but I show you the actual how. And I'm telling you, when you see it in somebody's eyes, when I see it in somebody's eyes that they have literally awakened, it literally sets me up for a month. I'm just elated. I can't. It's just a feeling that you just never get used to. It's amazing. It's like a baby being born.
Mm. Well, I see we have one question here. From my cousin, Miss Tosh.
Hey.
She says, my crystals have went missing. I'm told that they move or leave when you no longer need them. Is this true?
So, all right. So a lot of people say that, and there is a lot of that also happens when you don't need it. But I also subscribe to the fact that sometimes the divine likes to play, and when they want to play, or they're just kind of like, they move stuff. Like, they used to take my husband's hat all the time. Okay. And it's just almost just like a reminder that everything takes work. Everything that you want is not going to be easily accessible. So your dependency on the crystal sometimes can be a problem. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just need to do some work. Sometimes you don't need a crystal. Sometimes you need to sit down and say, okay, what am I doing wrong to cause these issues? All right. So sometimes when you're losing things like that, take a moment to reevaluate, reflect on yourself, and see what it is that you need from the crystal that you might possibly be able to provide for yourself, just with a little bit of reflection.
All right. Is that good for you, ma'am? You can reply back and let me know. And if you have any follow-up to that,
absolutely,
feel free.
But I mean, in short, yes, it is true, but sometimes it's not. It could be a reason. But it's up to you to sit back and do the reflection to see, do I really not need it? And if that's not the case, then that's not the answer.
Okay. Well, I guess that's clear, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, she didn't reply yet, so I'm not sure that she has anything else to say. So now, how would people get in contact with you?
Okay, so there's a few things right now. You can contact me on my page right now. It is, if you use the app, it's at Awake City Readings in Facebook. I'm also at Awake City Readings on Instagram. You can also contact me on my personal page, which is Jen L. Harris. And my business page is Jen L. Harris as well. I'm rebranding right now, so my business page will be turned into Awake City as soon as they approve it. So I'm just waiting for the approval on that. But yeah, and you can also find me in my Facebook group. It's called Awake City. This place is for people who are trying to move forward, trying to better themselves, trying to find out who they are, trying to get out of depression, trying to find a family where you can be free to grow and really learn about yourself and really get an understanding of how you can start manifesting the life that you want to manifest. I went from being completely broke to being completely fulfilled when it comes to my finances, my health. Okay, I'm working out. Right now, I'm getting my fluff off from the wintertime. I cannot wait.
Aren't we
I'm
all?
defluffing right now,
Mm-hmm.
but I've been able to literally change my life around in 1 year. I'm a completely different person. I was able to do that. So I just want to show people that you can do it too. Even if you just broke down, disgusted and busted, you literally can turn your life around in a month.
Okay, thank you. I see, hello, Lady Karen. I see that you just popped on. She said, good evening, ladies.
Good evening.
And then Miss Tosh said, is it specific crystals that's best for healing?
Yes, there are specific crystals that are best for healing. Um, I'm not like I know crystals, but I'm not like it's not my forte.
Mm-hmm.
But I always stick around with my amethyst is like my all-purpose. Okay, I use amethyst to do everything: protection, healing, calmness, peace. I use it for everything. But there are specific other crystals. All you got to do is one Google away. Just put in crystals best for healing, put that in Google, and I'm telling you, it'll come up. You can choose the one that resonates with you. It's really important that you choose the one that resonates with you because sometimes you might think that you need healing and the stone you won't resonate with. You might need something else because sometimes the ailments that you have aren't caused by your body. They're caused by your mind or they're caused by your emotions. So, just go with what resonates with you and then look up what it means. Your crystals actually will reach out to you when you just start seeing one and it resonates. So just don't take it too seriously and allow them to come to you. Okay.
All right. Now, crystals, that's something I really never like really knew about.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just always looked at it as I'm not sure
Right,
what
right,
I
right.
think about that.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe some other people that are on might be feeling the same way. Can you enlighten us somewhat with that?
Absolutely. So crystals are from the earth, okay? And everything, you, me, crystals, dirt, grass, trees, everything emits energy, period and point blank. They emit some sort of energy. And our ancestors, the only things that they had for healing, the only things that they had for spiritual awakening, the only thing they had to figure all of this out was nature. This is what they used. They didn't have a book. They didn't have candles. They didn't have incense. They didn't have any of that. They used the earth to tell them everything. So crystals are from the earth and they emit a certain energy. So when I need peace and, or I'm looking for, like really when I'm really looking for peace, I use jade. Jade is a stone that, I really use when I'm like want to just calm myself down and it brings those things, that peace to me. And when you feel it, you can feel the difference in the energies between each crystal. Now, like I said, I will be holding a class on crystals once I do some more research on them because I want to be as learned on it as the next one. But I'm not going to speak on things that that I don't know specifics about. But I do know that my jade and my amethyst are always with me for specific reasons. My tiger's eye, that is for protection. It has a different energy when I put it in my hand. It feels different than when I put the amethyst in my hand. You know what I mean? Everything that we touch keeps and holds energy. So does everything on this earth. So, if you want to come over to Awake City, I'll be holding, a crystal class in the near future. But right now, I also have a meditation class that's actually happening on Sunday, on the 29th for the full moon. So if you're interested in learning about the realness about meditation, go ahead and contact me. But when it comes to crystals, really, honestly, it's all about the energy that the earth gives out. Sometimes I ask people, when's the last time that you went outside and put your feet on the grass?
Mm,
When's the last time that you let Mother Earth just kind of seep into your pores? We used to do it all the time as a kid.
right. Sure enough.
But as soon when we get older, we don't do those things no more, and we lose that innocence and we lose that connection to the earth, and that's why people get kind of skeptical about crystals because they don't equate it as the earth. They think of it just rocks. You
So
know what I mean?
do you carry them around? Do you have
Yeah.
the you do?
So my amethyst, I sometimes I can't. Well, I'm a woman, so I carry it in my bra. So I can carry it
Mm-hmm.
in my bra sometimes to keep it on me. If I'm stressed out, I hold my jade in my hand and I just kind of rub it like a rubbing stone. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Just to hold it and rub it in my hand. But a
Mm-hmm.
lot of times, you can get the wiring, the necklaces, and I can wear it as a necklace.
Mm-hmm.
You can put it in your shoe, you can put it in your sock, whatever you want to do. Sometimes if I'm having trouble opening up for meditation, I take my amethyst and I put it right here on my head just so I can clear my mind out a little bit because that energy helps to open up your third eye. Now, if you don't know a lot about the third eye, again, we'll get into that over in a week. But I put it over here and just kind of just meditate for a little bit so I can open up that area so I'm not so stuffy when I'm trying to go into meditation. So there's so many different uses that you can use crystals for. And I can't wait to go ahead and research it enough that I can teach it, which I'm about to go heavily into understanding crystals. And I have a friend of mine who is a crystal, like she's like a master. So I will
Okay.
be having her in that class doing a lot of the teaching because I'm going to be a student myself. So I'm going to bring her in and she's going to talk about crystal grids. She's going to talk about healing with crystals. She's going to talk about, people put crystals in water and you make this crystal water and you can drink it so you can
Mm.
drink its essence. Like it's a lot that people can do
Wow.
with crystals. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's
Who
amazing.
knew?
And listen, and I'm just like the next chick. I'm like, what crystals on water? What
Right.
is that? Until I put my amethyst in the water one day, just to
Mm-hmm.
see. And I drank, and it was so charged. I could feel the charge. You know what I mean? Because you got protons, neutrons, all electrons and all that stuff. All
Mm-hmm.
that had a charge. So
Mm-hmm.
when those different charges are in the crystals, it goes into the water. You feel that thing going down. I was amazed at how good I felt after
Okay.
drinking the amethyst water. It was crazy.
Well, wait. I have some comments. Hold the line,
Okay.
please. Let's see. Um. Okay. So Tosh has several questions. She says, should she make an altar?
Say that again.
Should she make an altar?
I love altars. Let me tell you something about altars. See, a lot of people think that the power is in the altar.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. The power is in the altar being a reminder of the divine or the divinity in you. Okay? So anytime that you see that altar, if my altar is cluttered, that means my mind is cluttered. If my altar is neat, I'm neat. If my altar is active, that means I'm active. But if my altar is stagnant and I don't have no candles on it or I don't have any incense, that means my altar tells me a lot about what's going on with me. All right. Your altars are personal. We remember that for those of us who were in the church, we always went down to the altar in church. Why not have that right at home?
Mm-hmm.
Why not have that power with you right at home? You don't have to go anywhere. You can go right in your home. And let's just say people who are having trouble, releasing some pain when it comes to those who have passed on. Well, have an altar and commune with your ancestors that have passed on instead of you just carrying this pain. Talk to your mother, talk to your father, talk to those who have passed on and really get comfortable with understanding that they're okay and that their energy has just transformed into something else. There's so many things that you can do with altars. You can have altars for money, altars for ancestors, altars for love, altars for business, or you can have an altar for just about anything. If you praise Jesus, you can put up an altar for Jesus if you want, and pray to him there. It's just a way for you to start owning your own power and allowing these physical items that you put on the altar to be a constant reminder of the divinity and the power within you.
Okay. Very good. All right, so let me go down. Okay, she says, I love my clear quartz and rose quartz.
Oh yes,
And she
rose
says
quartz.
oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Rose quartz is the love crystal.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
and rose quartz, it really promotes love, self love.
Mm-hmm.
It promotes that whole feeling of like building confidence about yourself. And, if I'm feeling down or anything like that, a rose quartz, put that in my bra, go to work, call it a day. You know what I mean? Clear quartz, that's another one. Smoky quartz, selenite. Selenite is a cleansing crystal. Okay. Selenite can cleanse itself. You don't even have to cleanse it. It cleanses itself and it cleanses other crystals. So I had 2 selenite crystals on my altar so that I keep all of my other crystals cleansed without having to put them in water or, cleansing with sage or anything like that. It'll cleanse on its own. So there's so much to do with crystals. My goodness.
Okay, she says her stones almost made her pass out the first time she put them in her pocket.
Oh, yes, that's that power. Yes, you got the ease on in that thing. You got the ease on it.
She said water harms some crystals.
Yes, absolutely.
They'll scratch.
You have to. Yes. So you can't put certain. I don't think I can put my selenite in water because it's so. Yeah, I don't even think I can put selenite in water. There are some crystals that get damaged by the water. Some get damaged by the sun. So you do want to do your research when you do purchase some stones and purchase some crystals, because some of them get damaged by certain elements.
Okay, and she's saying this may not make any sense to y'all, but has a valuable sense to me. In my thoughts, I feel some type of sensory essence that emanates an aura of lilac crystal.
You feel read that one more time.
She says, I feel some type of sensory essence that emanates an aura of lilac crystal.
So she's saying that she has a lilac crystal?
I'm not sure. Maybe you can elaborate on that.
Yeah, just elaborate just a little bit, because I think I know where she's going with it, but I just want to make sure.
Mm-hmm. And then my cousin Karen says, when you talk to them, are you connecting with a deceased spirit like what a medium does?
No. Because a medium, okay, it's hard to explain, because it's not like you're talking to this person. It's not that. You're connecting with that person's energy. See, energy isn't destroyed or created. It just transforms. Mm-hmm. So when my energy no longer can be kept in this body, it goes somewhere. It don't just disappear. It can't. We're made of electricity. Electricity doesn't die. Okay? So we're connecting to that essence, to that energy. We're not sitting here having a conversation with a physical body, Mm-hmm. We're having a conversation, and I wouldn't even say a conversation. We're having an exchange of energy with their energy. So it's like, it's, with mediums, it's different. They can have like a whole conversation with them and be very clear. When people are honoring their ancestors, it's really not necessarily a connection like that, but they can communicate in ways that are different. Like they communicate with numbers, they communicate with dreams, they communicate with things like that. But if you don't have that gift of mediumship, no, you won't have that whole connection and conversation like a medium would.
Okay. Does that answer your question, Miss Karen? And then, okay, here is, let me see. Oh, no. Okay, I'm sorry. That was from Miss Susan, who was asking about the aura of the lilac crystal. I'm not sure. It sounds like to me, from the way I read it, it doesn't sound like she maybe has a crystal, but she says she's feeling like she's emanating the aura from a lilac crystal. Like, I don't know what a lilac crystal gives off, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, me neither. I'm not going to sit here and act like I don't know. Okay. But
and then Miss Karen says,
crystal as soon as I get off of here.
I'm sorry. She says, Miss Karen says, what does the energy do?
What does it do to who? Or to what?
Clarify, Lady K.
Yeah, because when it comes to the ancestors, mm-hmm. I mean, your ancestors, they are protecting you literally from like all the time. They put in work. Okay, your ancestors are in your blood. They're there to guide you, to bless you, to warn you, to chastise you. They're there to do everything. And what people don't understand is that they're communicating and don't even know it. You know what I mean? When you get that unction to just go left instead of going right, mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And you find out there was an accident over there. I mean, that could be that's your guides, that's your ancestors, that's all of that. You know what I mean? But again, we can't get fixated on what our human mind thinks communication with a person is. So that's why I don't say that it's the same as talking to a person. They still do. But it's just the way that they manipulate energy. And the only way that we can comprehend it is by physical terms. Okay. You see what I'm saying? I tell people all the time, don't get too deep. Don't get too wrapped up in what it looks like, because you can't God don't look like nothing, right?
Mm-hmm,
You can't put a face to who God is, and we're all from that same energy. So your ancestors are just a form from the God source. It's all the same thing. You, me, them, God, it's all the same thing. So if you want to look at your ancestors and try and figure out what do they do, think about exactly what God does for you. It's the same that the ancestors did. It's just that their energy is specific to your bloodline.
gotcha. All right, I have a couple more questions.
Absolutely, I'm for it.
Let's see. Miss Karen said, some people have questions or need peace about a death. So what
Mm-hmm.
does it provide to the person? And when you say it, are you saying, I'm not sure. Let me go back to a previous question.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then she said, what does the energy do? Or did I ask you that one already?
Yeah, we got there.
Okay, some people have questions or need peace about a death. So what does it provide to a person? Not exactly sure what she means.
So I think I know what she means. Is basically what does either communicating with your ancestors do. So for me, for instance, I lost both of my parents before I was 19, and my mother passed away when she's the one that passed away later. My dad died when I was 12. She passed away when I was 19, and I literally held my mother until she took her last breath on my kitchen floor, and she couldn't talk because she couldn't breathe, and I had a dream that night, and she came to me in my dream,
Mm-hmm.
and she said everything that she needed to say that she couldn't say because her physical body wouldn't let her. And everything she says, I'm okay. She said, I know that you're okay because you graduated high school. All right. And I love you. Don't worry about me, nothing. And I never had that dream again. It wasn't, that's why I knew it wasn't a dream. It was a message from her. Her energy allowed me to feel that, and it gave me peace. I was still hurt. Don't get it twisted. But it gave me peace that she was okay, and she knew that I was okay.
Okay.
And I didn't have any other worries about that. So what it gave me is the strength to keep going. Okay. I wasn't immediately healed from it. You know what I mean? But I had a friend whose brother just passed away from a drug overdose. And,
Mm-hmm.
she was having a really hard time. And so she put up an altar for him in her room. And sure enough, it is giving her that moment to still talk to him and to still, honor him instead of saying, oh my God, I can't live without you. Why don't I say, you know what? I'm going to honor your life by honoring you with this altar and making sure that I still provide those things that you liked and give you some attention and make sure that you know that your memory is consistently alive. It's like you're doing something instead of feeling like something's being taken away. It gives you a place to put your energy. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Because if you only focus on grief, you'll never actually go through the full process of grieving. You'll
Right.
just get stuck in the depression instead of moving forward. And when you have somewhere to place that energy, it gives you time to reflect. It gives you time to say, okay, I need to just connect so that I can be a better me. You know what I mean? It heals a lot of people to do ancestry altars. Some people it doesn't work for. You don't have to, but for me, I like to have my mom and my dad, on an altar, and on her birthday, I put a cool cigarette on her altar, and, I sing the Wizard of Oz because we literally would laugh all day long. If I were the king of the forest, like we would literally just laugh. So I would do that, and I would have that moment so that every August or every July 24th, instead of me bawling my eyes out, staying in my bed and not going to work, staying depressed for the whole month of July that I used to do. Instead of that, I have a day that I sit there and I spend my mom's birthday with her every single year. And instead of me being depressed about it, I honor her life and what she gave to me, the gift of life that she gave to me, and I honor her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to do that no more where I just get depressed and be like that. I honor her. I honor my dad. I get him a Romeo and Juliet. I got to get him that for coming up on his anniversary. Get the Romeo cigars because he used to always do that. And, you know what I mean? Like I just have it. It's not. They're fine. This is for me.
Right.
Because I'm not going to. For every year, August, whether I knew what the date was or not, my body would respond in depression when that month came around, and that means that I'm not in control. And
Okay.
the ancestor altar made me able to get in control. I was the one that controlled my emotions, and I did what I wanted with the energy instead of that energy ruling me.
Gotcha. Miss Susan did clarify. She says, "Hi, ladies. I love your conversation. Let me explain. When I meditate, I envision a shining lilac gem as I am in deep thought."
Okay.
So that
Well, that
was,
makes sense.
um, and then Tosh says, "My aunt came to me and told me to stop worrying. I
Mm-hmm.
had a vision out of nowhere that I was walking toward a lady healing her, but it wasn't modern time."
Mm-hmm. So a lot of the times, our ancestors will come in, like, so your family's ancestors, they're all welcoming her to the next realm. Okay, so they're healing, they're making, they still do the same thing. Like, we're all living all at the same time. So I mean, again, these are concepts that can go really deep, and sometimes they can really go over people's head. But we just got to understand that the concept of life and death and energy is it's not like we see it. You know what I mean? So yes, your ancestors and their ancestors and all of them all come together and say, hey, we got another one that we need to go heal and make sure that she's prepared for this astral realm. You know what I mean? And that's what those things are. Like, we got a whole tribe to go to when our energy shifts. You know what I mean? Our DNA, it's just our ancestors are connected to us, and there's no way that we would not be able to contact them if we actually focus and do it. We can contact with any of them in
Well,
any way that, chills, and people get chills all the time, when they watching something or something resonates with them, or you hear a song that that you never heard before, but you just can't stop singing it or can't stop dancing to it, and you don't know why you love it so much. These are things that your ancestors are living out through you.
hmm, that's deep.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. All right. Well, Karen says, "Wow, very interesting." I don't know. Are those sad faces, Lady K? I'm not sure. But anyway, I don't
I hope
see.
no sad faces.
I don't see any other questions. So I didn't want to
Okay.
keep you too long. I mean, I didn't necessarily mean to go through, all this,
Hey, I'm loving the
but
interaction.
I
I'm
love
loving
to
the interaction.
flow. So if if you're
Absolutely.
available, that's awesome. Now,
Absolutely.
just to reiterate, if you want to just talk about your readings again, how they can connect and all that kind of, stuff, that would be awesome.
Yes. So first things first, guys, go ahead and find me in my Facebook group, Awake City. There, if you're ready for more, if you're ready to grow, this is the group that you need to be in. It's all love, it's all support, it's amazing. I'm going to be doing a live video where I do dance choreography because this week I'm focusing on fear busting. And
Mm.
my fear is, because I'm a big girl, I fear trying to just be dancing and I be jiggling and stuff, and I don't want to be jiggling while I'm dancing. So my fear is that, I'm not going to look good when I dance. And I said, okay, I'm going to bust this fear. So I found a video on YouTube that I enjoy, and I challenged everyone to do it with me. So, we're doing a lot of things. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Karen, she just said, not a sad face, a wow face. My bad.
Oh, okay, okay, okay,
Sorry
okay,
about
good,
that,
good,
Lady
good, good,
K.
good. No, no, no problem.
Mm.
So, so we're really, really breaking through barriers in that group. I have people who have healed from trauma. I have people in there who are currently on the beginning of their journey. I have people who have anger issues, family feuds, divorces that are being healed. Like,
Mm.
there's so much going on in Awake City that I'm just so blessed to be a part of it, and that I'm glad that the vision that I had for it is coming forth. So please go to Awake City, the Facebook group, and we can all do this as a family. You can also find me on my personal page. Friend request me. I'm going to accept requests until I can't no more. Jen L. Harris, and my business page is the same name, Jen L. Harris. So I know it's a little confusing right now. I'm working on it because Angel, she's helping me out to get everything organized. Any of you guys out here who are looking to grow your business, who are looking to get organized, please get Angel to help you. She is forcing me to up my prices. Remember them prices that I just said that I was upping? Yep, she
Hmm.
made me do it because I was scared to do it. And I finally am committing to it. And,
Yes.
she's amazing, guys. So please reach out. I also want to say make sure that you're interacting in the group, guys, because this is an
Yes.
amazing place for us to grow. And I'm gonna make sure that I commit to interacting more. But we can't grow if we don't talk and we don't open our mouth. A closed mouth don't get fed, and I want to be fed everything that Miss Angel is throwing up at us.
Well,
Okay.
let's talk about it now. Now, wait,
So please,
I have to say one thing. So my cousin, Miss Karen, she said, did I miss a free reading? Now, here's the thing. Technically, no. No, you did not. But I would like for her to get one.
yeah, okay.
Yes.
So Miss Karen, well, see, I'm
I know
not.
you can't
I
see
can't,
her.
yeah, I can't see her, and I can't even see her name. So it's hard for me to connect
That's okay.
um, to
She's
her. But what I can do is, first of all, my live readings are every Thursday at 9 p.m. on my personal page. They're free readings. I do them from 9 to around 10:30, and I just go randomly. Whoever comes on, make sure that you share that live video, and we go ahead and do your reading. So I do those readings because I know that there's people out there who cannot afford, even if they tried to get up $25. I understand. And I just think that people need healing, and that's what I want to do. So every Thursday at 9 o'clock on my personal page, I do the free live readings. I will be starting doing my free readings again as well on Instagram on Wednesdays. That's going to be starting soon. I
oh,
can't wait.
excellent. Okay.
So I'm looking forward to that. And in Awake City, I'll be doing like flash readings. I'll come on and just do readings. So, there's a lot of opportunities to get a free reading. But if you want a personal reading, there's something that you can't experience unless you get a personal reading. It's just, for me, it's even life changing sometimes. Okay. But a personal reading literally can change your life in 30 minutes. Angel, you let me know how your experience was.
It was on point. I had, I think, three so far. I had one free one, or maybe two, I'm not sure. And then I had two paid readings, and they were awesome. They were on point and very insightful for me.
Yeah,
So,
there's a lot of things that we all don't even know about each other, about
hmm
ourselves, and sometimes it takes somebody who can read you to kind of check you. And I am the checker. I don't play any games. I'm not here to coddle you. I'm here for you to get your breakthrough. And if that's what you're looking for, come on and go ahead and book your reading. It's 30 minutes. It's $25 right now. You might as well get it done because why not? Why
yeah.
not?
And when you get it done, come back in the group and let us know your experience, and
Absolutely.
so other people can also partake of her services.
Absolutely.
And for all of you who have not booked your live session with me yet, all right, come on, let's get it popping.
Yes,
What are
let's
you
get it
waiting
popping.
for?
All
So,
right.
Miss Susan, she said that's awesome. Wow. Karen said upgrading with Angel. Amen.
I know
So,
that's right.
I guess, we've gone over our time quite a bit.
Absolutely.
And just
But
for
hey,
everybody out there, technically, my plan was only like 5 to 10 minutes, but Miss Jen is awesome. So, she has tons of information. So don't panic. Like, oh my God, I have to talk to her for like 45 minutes. You don't, but you can.
right.
So anyway, I thank everybody for tuning in, and rewatch the video and soak in some information. Make sure you connect with Miss Jen. I put her Awake City link to the group in the chat, so you can
Oh,
click
thank you
it
so
there.
much.
All right. So
Awesome.
that's it. I guess that's all for us today. So we'll look forward to, I guess, chatting with you guys sometime in the near future.
Absolutely. Angel, I want to say thank you so much. This was awesome. I
Thank
appreciate you. I
you.
appreciate everything that you do, all the stuff that you do for me and helping me behind the scenes and when you don't even know and it's just so much that you have done for me and I just appreciate you taking out the time for this. And I just you're going to be a complete blessing. There's a lot of things coming in store for you. Especially in the next 2 months. What I would do is make sure that you're not tired.
Mm,
Focus on your energy. Okay,
okay.
so focus on eating better
Well, I
because you're
have been
going to need a
eating
lot of
better,
stamina.
so
Mm-hmm.
I've been getting my veggies in,
Mm-hmm.
getting my walk in, and whatnot. So
Mm-hmm.
yes,
Yep, can't be tired. Next 2 months is going to be interesting. Okay.
yes. Well, I'm excited. I can't wait. Y'all
All
heard
right,
that?
darling.
Okay, so I'm gonna report back and let you know what fabulous things happen for me within the next 2 months. So there you go.
Absolutely. I can't wait.
All right.
Guys,
Well, have
thank you
a
so
great
much,
one.
Angel.
All right. Thanks.
All right.
Bye bye.
Bye.